Now, back in this country, closing arguments are expected this week in the movie Massacre trial in Colorado. Lawyers for James Holmes have argued that he is not guilty, by reason of insanity, but prosecutors insist he knew exactly what he was doing. NBC's Jacob Rascone has our report.
3 years ago this month, James Holmes opened fire inside a packed Colorado movie theater, killing 12 people and wounding 70 others. This week, the jury begins deliberations after more than 2 months of testimony, more than 250 witnesses, most either survivors.
I told him that I loved him and that I would take care of our baby if he didn't make it.
Or first responders.
By the time we pulled into the hospital, she stopped talking and she lost consciousness.
Defense attorneys admit Holmes carried out the attack, but argue he was legally insane or didn't know the difference between right and wrong. Showing this video of him walking into a wall, they argued he should be found not guilty by reason of insanity and locked up in a mental institution.
I do not believe that without the delusion and without being mentally ill, this would have ever happened.
The burden is on the prosecution to prove that Holmes was in fact sane, trying to use his own words as proof. The shooter's diary detailing months of meticulous planning, considering various venues and methods of attack. His goal, he writes, mass murder at the movies.
The jury is leaning towards sanity because of the overwhelming evidence they heard about the horrific nature of the crime and the preparations taken and made by James Holmes.
The jury heard chilling testimony from the defendant himself.
I thought I would make myself more valuable by challenging her.
The psychiatrist who interviewed him for 22 hours became a key witness for the prosecution.
Whatever he suffered from, it did not prevent him from forming the intent and knowing what he was doing.
Sandy Phillips lost her daughter, Jessica Gawi.
This has been our focus for 3 years, losing our children, burying our children, dealing with that profound grief.
Hoping the prosecution will prevail, that Holmes will face the death penalty. Jacob Rascone, NBC News.